Let me show you guys how I cover this massive pimple. First things first is primer. I'm using the Can Make Mermaid Skin Gel UV SPF 50, and this is really good under makeup. Then on top of the Can Make, I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer in the original blue one, and this is so good. The important thing is you want to use a grippy and a sticky primer versus like a pore filling and a blurring primer. Before any other makeup goes on the face, we're gonna color correct. This is key for making sure your pimple is covered. As you can see here, I've brought the edges of the color correction past where my pimple actually is, because you want that whole entire area covered, and you're gonna let it dry down completely, and then you're gonna go in and feather the edges with your brush. Now this is key to making sure your pimple is covered. Because my pimple is so freaking big, I had to use my fingertips to help blend the edges even more. The warmth from my fingertips helped to really melt things into my skin. Then once you're done color correcting, you're gonna go in with a foundation that matches your skin tone. I'm actually on a new summer shade, which hurts my pockets, but you're gonna take that on a brush and stipple it into the skin. That is the key, stippling with a brush. Don't use a sponge. Use a brush. Beauty sponges tend to lift up the product I've already placed down, so a brush is the way to go. After your foundation is dry, you're gonna go in with a purple color corrector. The purple color corrector will cover any of the darkness that the green did not cover. Same technique here, you're gonna go ahead and just bring the color corrector a little bit further than the edges of the pimple, then blend around the perimeters, and then let everything completely dry. Once dried, I take my foundation with my finger and just go right over it, followed by concealer. Same exact method, guys. Right on top of the pimple, bring it out past it, let it dry, blend the edges. That is how you're gonna get this flawless coverage. Do take your time with this step because you wanna make sure that you're covering and not removing product. Then I'm going with powder on this little air cushion thing, and I'm only loading up the powder on the very edge of the triangle and then stamping right on top of that pimple. And this, guys, the powder at the end, that is what seals everything in. For this step, I don't use a brush because a brush will sweep the powder all over the face, whereas if you use like this little compact thing, it'll stamp it exactly where you want it. And this is the final look in some sunshine. I can't do anything about the raised pimple, but the coverage is flawless.